Hi guys, a very warm welcome to the session here. I can see some of you have already joined us here. So good afternoon, good evening everyone. I hope you guys are doing well and your preparations are going good too. And yes guys, a very happy Ashtami to everybody, right? So happy Ashtami to all. I wish that Ma Durga blesses each one of you and you be successful in your life ahead. So chalo, let's start this session. Today's session, as you know, is based on new pattern input output. Okay, so we will be checking out few questions related to the same. So chalo, let's not waste much time. Let's start the session very quickly. So let's start the session. Let's have a look at the different types of questions that we can have in this particular type. That is important for your upcoming mains examination. Okay, mains ke liye this is very important. So let's quickly check this out. Let's see how this particular questions are to be done. So let's have a look at the first question. But before that, I hope everybody has already downloaded the app for Oliveboard. And also you must have subscribed to the official channel of Oliveboard. नहीं किया है तो जल्दी से कर लो. Go to the Play Store, download the app and also do subscribe to our channel right away. So chalo, let's have a look at the first question. The first question is there on your screen. So this is the question guys. Just have a look at it. ठीक है, जल्दी से इसको देखो and tell me what is the logic for these each of the steps here. Okay, so quickly have a look at this. I'm removing myself from the screen and let's check that what should be the answer for the question that has been given here, right? So in the homework you have to tell me that what will be the answer for this particular question here, that is the input that is given to us, right? This is the homework for you guys, that is what will be the final output here. Okay, but first of all, let's understand that what is the logic for each of the steps here. Okay. So let's understand. Now this is guys a visual input output. Okay. This is a type of visual input output. This was first seen in the year 2017 in SBI PO mains, right? So this is your visual input output here. So this is nothing but the normal input output. It is just that it has been given in this format. That is, you can see here that in this box, right, from where is the input coming? So you can see the input is coming from the first box and from the fourth box here, right? So the input to the first box here in step number 1 is coming from here and here. So you have to understand that how do we convert this 2 or 4 C and F to F and X. Okay, now if you check, we have some of the digits and we have some of the alphabets. So it's always better to write these alphabets as its sequence value, like C is 3, F is 6, D is 4, E is 5, B is 2 and G is 7, right? So this is the sequence value here. So now let's understand how are we getting the answers here. So if you check, we have 2 and we have 3 here, right? This 2 and this 3. You can see this gives you the product here, that is 3 2s are 6, and you can see that is nothing but your F, hai na? So in the sequence value, F is taken as 6. So you can see we have written it as an alphabetical value. Similarly, this 4 and this 6, 6 4s are 24. 24 is the X, right? You can see 24 is what? 24 is X here in the alphabetical order. So this is your 24. Similarly, 3 into 4 gives you a 12. 2 into 5 gives you a 10, right? So we have taken the 12th character, we have taken the 10th character here. Similarly, 5 into 2 gives you a 10, 1 into 7 gives you a 7, right? So these are the values that we have taken here. That is, we have taken the product here, right? So first step is nothing but the product. I hope everybody is clear with this. Okay. Similarly, how do we arrive at step number 2? That is again very easy here. You can see normal sum has been taken. Now, what is the sum taken? You can see, if you see, this is what? This is 30. This is what? 12 and 10, that is your 22. And this is what? 17, isn't it? So now if you check, we have taken the sum, that is 30 plus 22 gives you a 52. And similarly, 22 plus 17 gives you a 39. So this is nothing but the normal sum of the values that we have. Now, what about this one here? You can see how do we arrive at this 15 and how do we arrive at this 18. Now, you will have to check the digits in step number 2. If you see, this is nothing but 5 into 3 gives you a 15 and this 2 into 9 gives you a 18, right? So 9 2s are 18 here. So this again is about product, taking the product here. Now, and similarly, you can see this is nothing but the difference. So you can see 18 minus 15 gives you a 3. And what is 3? 3 is your C. That is your alphabetical order. C is the third character here. So I hope everybody was able to understand the logic, a very, very easy logic in here. So similarly, you have to apply the same logic, guys, and you have to tell me what will be the answer for this particular input here. Okay. So in the comment section, everybody has to mention that what will be the answer here, because I need to check the answers, guys. Don't write it right away. Okay, you can solve it right away also, but don't write in the chat section right now, because this is coming as a premiere, right? So I could not see it right away here, although I'll be joining, don't worry. So at 8 p.m. I'll be there in the chat section as well. I'll be available for your queries. So whatever queries you have, I'll be available in the chat section, guys, right? Because this is a premiere here, this is pre-recorded. Okay, so don't worry, I'll be there in the chat section today, and I'll answer to all your queries, whatever queries you have in the chat section itself. So do find out the answer and write it in the comment section that what is the final output that you are getting for this particular input given here. Okay, chalo, let's go to the next question. I hope this is clear to everybody. The next question is there on your screen. Let's quickly have a look at it. Okay, jaldi se isko dekhiye and let's solve, right? I'll give you 2 minutes. Just try to solve this particular question, guys. I'll come back on the screen here. Just try this out, guys, very quickly. That what is the logic? Again, a very, very easy logic, right? Nothing that is tricky in here. Like in the last question also, we saw the same type of logic here also we have used. Again, you will have to check in step number 1 that from where actually the input is coming, right? Similarly, step number 2 and 3 and so on. Chalo, let's quickly try this out, and then again we will check whether we are getting the right logic or not. Okay, try this out, guys, very quickly. I hope we are able to understand the logic here. Chalo, I'll remove myself again from the screen. So let's quickly try this out, right? Let's see what is the logic for this particular question. So again, you can see here we have complete numbers only, right? Only digits have been given here. So what is the logic? If you again check, this is nothing but the product taken here. So this 3 into 6 gives you a 18, and R is what? This is 18. Similarly, this 5 into 2 gives you a 10. So what is J? That is your 10. Similarly, 7 into 3 gives you a 21, so we have a U here. 1 into 9 gives you a 9, so we have a I here. And 2 into 8 gives you a 16, so we have a P here. And similarly, 4 into 4 also gives you a 16, so we have a P here, right? So this is your 16 and 16, okay? So this is your step number 1, where we have taken only the product, okay? Product of the values have been taken here. What about step number 2? Again, if you check, let's talk about the sum. 18 plus 10 is 28. Similarly, 21 plus 9. What is 21 plus 9? That's equal to 30, but we have not done 30 here. We'll check, right? 16 and 16, that's your 32. Now, what has been done here? How do we arrive at this 0, 7 and 23? If you see, first we have taken the sum of this, the sum of this, and from the sum, we have subtracted these corresponding values here. So 28 minus 21, right? This is nothing but 28 minus 21, which gives you a 7. Similarly, this is nothing but 9 minus 32 minus 9. This is 32 minus 9 here. So this sum minus this value, and similarly this sum minus this particular first value gives the second step here, right? So first we have taken sum, and from that sum we have found the difference here, right? That is the logic for step number 2. Now, what about this one? ये तो बहुत सीधा सा है, right? You can similarly see here that this is direct relation. This is nothing but sum of the digits, है ना? So sum of the digits has been taken here. So 0 plus 7 gives you a 7 and 2 plus 3 gives you a 5. And finally you have 7 and 5. So 7 plus 5 gives you a 12. So that's your L for 12, right? That is again normal sum has been taken here. Okay. So now again you have to tell me what will be the final output for this input in the comment section. So in the comment section, do mention what will be the answer for this particular question, right? This is the input given to us. So what will be the final output? You have to mention it in the comment section. Okay. Chalo, let's quickly have a look at the third one. I hope everybody is clear with this particular question. If you have any doubts, guys, do let me know. I'll answer your queries in the chat section right away. Okay. So if you have any comments, if you have any queries, mention it in the comment section below. Okay. Chalo, let's quickly have a look at question number 3. So question number 3 is there on your screen. Just go through the instructions given in here. This is another format of visual input output where you can see certain inputs. The output is given in the formats of certain boxes, right? And there are different directions also which are mentioned for step 1 and 2, but nothing has been mentioned about step number 3. So you will have to finally find out from step number 2 to step number 3 that how are we arriving at the final output. For 1 and 2 it is directly given, right? It is given in here only. So what is mentioned here for the considering the basic diagram for step 1 and 2, directions for step 1, that is how do we arrive at this step 1 here. Alphabets retain their original positions while numbers are interchanged as per the arrows. So you can see here that 28S and 83A, they are shown with the help of arrow, right? You can see this is the arrow here, है ना? So this is 28 and S and 83A. So you can see alphabets have retained their position. So S has stayed here. Similarly, A is also in this particular box, but the numbers, right? But the numbers have interchanged as per the arrow. So 28 has gone in place of 83 and similarly 83 has gone in place of 28. So nothing has been done here. It's just that the alphabets will remain in its original box. They are not going to change, but the numbers will be swapped with respect to the arrows shown in here. So 28 and 83 have changed here. Similarly, 71 and 73 has made the change. Similarly, 15 and 32 has made the change and 29 and 62 also has made the change here, right? So the change has been with respect to the digits only, with the numbers only. The alphabets have retained their original position. So that is how we arrive at step number 1. Okay. Now for arriving at step number 2, you can see that different directions are given. You will have to see where all the directions, where all this particular instruction is applicable. Like 94R पे कौन सा instruction applicable होगा? Let's quickly check it out, right? Let's see. If two even numbers are associated with a consonant, even numbers means it should be even digits, okay? So if both the things are even in here, that is if two even digits are associated with a consonant, like let's say if we talk about this one, do we have two even digits with a consonant? You can see we are talking about 62F here, okay? So 62, 6 is also even and similarly 2 is also even. So if it is associated with a consonant which is your F, then the numbers are decreased by 2. So you can see here that what do we get here? 62 ki jagah we got a 51, isn't it? So 6 minus 1 and 2 minus 1. And the alphabet is replaced by the alphabet that comes after at a gap of 1. So F ke baad G and then we have a H, right? So that is why we have a 51H here, okay? Similarly, do we have anywhere else? No. You can see nothing we have where we have both the digits which are even and it is associated with a consonant. You can see 28 is even, right? 2 is also even, 8 is also even, but A is not a consonant. A is a vowel. Okay? Chalo. Uske baad dekho. If two even numbers are associated with a vowel like 28A, right? 28A is there. So then the numbers are increased by 1. So 28 made 2 plus 1, that is 3, and 8 plus 1 we have a 9. So we get a 39 here. And the alphabet is replaced by next alphabet of the alphabetical series. That means instead of A, we will be having a B here. Okay. So 28A became 39B. Okay, so this is the value. I hope this is clear. If two odd numbers are associated with a consonant, now where do we have two odd numbers here? You can see 71D is there. 71D is two odd digits which are associated with a consonant. Similarly, we have a 73T. This is also there where both of them are odd and it is associated with a consonant. 15 is odd, both of them are odd, but U is not a consonant, it is a vowel. Okay, so in 71D and 73T, we will be applying this particular rule. Then the numbers are increased by 2. So you can see 71 becomes 93 and this 73 becomes 95. Okay, and the alphabet is replaced by the alphabet that comes next after a gap of 2. So D ke baad E, F will go and we will have a G, right? So D and G at a gap of 2. Similarly, S, T, T, U, V gone. Then we will have the next word, that is your W. Okay, so T plus 3 and D plus 3 has been done. So we have taken the next alphabet which is after a gap of 2. That is how we do with this one. Okay. After that, if we have two odd numbers which are associated with a vowel, like here we can see 15U is there. So both of them are odd, but it is associated with a vowel. Then the numbers are increased by 1. So you can see 15 becomes 26, isn't it? And the alphabet is replaced by the next alphabet as per the series. So U becomes V. So 15U becomes 26V. I hope this is clear. Now we are left with very few things remaining, right? We are left with 29E, 83S and 32G. So only 3 of them are remaining. Let's quickly check which rule is applicable in here. If an even and an odd number is associated with a vowel, so you can see we have your 29E here. So even and odd associated with a vowel, 2 is even, 9 is odd, E is a vowel. Okay, so 29E will follow this particular rule. So if an even and odd number is associated with a vowel, then the number remains unchanged, but the alphabet is replaced by alphabet that comes after a gap of 1. So 29 remains as it is. So alphabet here will be replaced by what? E ke baad at a gap of 1, we will have a G, right? F will be removed, so we go to next G. So 29E becomes 29G because alphabet has to change to its next at a gap of 1. And similarly, the digits have to remain unchanged here. Digits will not change, right? So 29E becomes 29G. Okay, now we are left with only 2, that is 83S and 32G. That is as per the last rule we have. So if an even and odd number is associated with a consonant, then the numbers are increased by 1. So you can see 83 becomes 94, 32 becomes 43, and the alphabet is replaced by previous alphabet. So we have to do -1. So S minus 1 gives you a R and G minus 1 gives you a F. Okay, so that is how we arrive at step number 2. I hope it is clear, everybody, that how did we arrive at step number 1 from the input and step number 2 from step number 1. I hope everybody is clear with that. So now let's check how do we arrive at step number 3. Abhi tak to we had all the directions mentioned in here, but for step number 3 nothing has been mentioned. So you will have to check that what is happening in here. So if you check this, you can see this complete thing is swapping, right? Complete, that is alphabets and digits. 39B has come up and 94R has gone down. Similarly, you can see 26V has gone up and 43VF has come down, right? This is your 43F here and this is your 26V, right? You can see these have interchanged positions. Okay. Similarly, what has happened in here? 93G has become 82H and 95W has become 84X, right? So 9 minus 1 gives you a 8 and 3 minus 1 gives you a 2. So here we have done digits minus 1, right? Digits minus 1 has been done and alphabet plus 1. You can see G plus 1 gives you a H and 9 minus 1 gives you a 8 and 3 minus 1 gives you a 2. So digits minus 1 and alphabets plus 1. Similarly, here also you can see 9 minus 1 gives you a 8, 5 minus 1 gives you a 4 and W plus 1 gives you a X. So here this is the logic. What about this particular logic here? 29G to 18F. Again you can see 2 minus 1 and 9 minus 1, and in this alphabet also is subtracted by 1, right? So what is the logic for this particular row here? You can see this is nothing but digits minus 1 and also alphabet minus 1. Okay, here both of them has been subtracted by 1. So you can see this is the logic. So 51 means that 40 will be remaining, right? 5 minus 1 and 1 minus 1, digits minus 1, and h minus 1, that gives you a g, right? So this is the logic here. I hope this is clear, everybody, that how did we arrive at step number 3. If you have any doubts, you can mention in the chat section. I'll absolutely answer their queries here. Okay, I hope this is clear, everybody. Okay, chalo, we'll quickly go to the next question now. Next question again on your screen. Let's have a look at this one. Let's check how this particular question is to be done. Okay, so what is mentioned here? 8 persons are traveling a contest and hence they won trips to Paris or Sydney. Their place of trip will be decided by a code which is obtained by the following set of rules applied to their first names. Okay, so just go through this and let me know in the comment section, in the chat section, right? Now, that is what is the logic for step number 1, what is the logic for step number 2, what is the logic for step number 3, and how do we arrive at the final code here, right? That is important to understand. Now, if you check, the names are given here, right? This is your name and this is your step number 1. Now, if you have a look at it, you can see this is nothing but A plus 1 gives you a B, right? Let's say we have A, R, I, A. This has changed to B, Q, J, and B. So this is what? Plus 1. This is what? Plus 1. This is what? Plus 1. But this is minus 1. है ना? So be careful. Please check the complete sequence here. Don't just go away with plus 1 plus 1. यहाँ पर R में minus 1 हो रहा है, right? Be careful. Similarly, if you check Sanjay, Sanjay, right? So Sanjay has become RBMIBX, isn't it? So you can see here, this is minus 1, this is minus 1, minus 1, minus 1. But this again is plus 1 and this again is plus 1. Now, why it is that some places we have a minus 1 and some places we have a plus 1? If you check, we have a plus 1 only when we have vowels, right? So this is nothing but vowels plus 1, okay? And consonants minus 1. So vowels में 1 plus किया है, consonant में minus 1 किया, right? That is the logic for step number 1. What about step number 2 here? How do we arrive at step number 2? From this BQJB, how do we get a 27? Now, if you check, this is nothing but the sum of the middle values here. What is Q? That is your 17. What is your J? That's your 10. So, J plus 10, that is J plus 17, that is 10 plus 17 gives you a 27. Similarly, here also you can see we have M and I in between, right? In this particular sequence, M and I we have in the between. So, M is 13 and I is 9. So 13 plus 9 gives you a 22, and yes, we have a 22 here. Similarly, M is 13 because there is only one character, so no sum taken. So M is 13, so this is your 13. Here we have J, right? So J and K is there. So again, you can see J plus K will give you a 21 with 10 plus 11. Similarly, B and M gives you a 15, 13 plus 2, and similarly F is your 6 and so on, right? So this is nothing but the middle value. If we have one middle value, that is if we have only one character at the middle, so we have taken it as it is. If there are two middle value, then we have taken the sum of those two digits here. Okay, depending on the word length, whether it is even or whether it is odd. Okay. Now, what about step number 3? What is happening in here? Now, this 27 to 9. There are two possibilities. Either it is a 2 plus 7 which gives you a 9, or it is 27 by 3 which gives you a 9, right? So we will have to check other values also which are divisible by 3 here. Like let's say if we talk about 21, this is divisible by 3 and you can see this is 21 by 7. So we got it divided by 3. Again 15 by 3 here, right? So this is also 15 by 3. But here we have other types of numbers also. So any multiple of 3, right? In step number 3, multiple of 3 has been divided by 3. Okay, अगर आपका multiple है 3 का, okay, multiple of 3 has been divided by 3. Any prime number is not a multiple of 3, right? So any prime number के लिए क्या किया? Like let's say if we have 13 here, so 13 has been taken as sum of the digits 1 plus 3. Similarly, this 19 has been taken as 1 plus 9. So we have prime number ke liye we have taken sum of the digits, isn't it? So for prime number, we have taken the sum. Okay. I hope this is clear. Okay. What about the third one? What is happening in here? That is this one. You can see we have 6 remaining, we have 22 remaining, and we have 10 remaining. So these are the values which are even in number or multiples of 2, right? So if it is even, then we have divided it by 2 here. Like 22 by 2 gives you 11, right? Similarly, you can see 6 by 2 gives you a 3 and 10 by 2 gives you a 5. Okay, that is the logic for step number 3. Now, how do we arrive at the final code, guys? Quickly in the comment section, mention the logic that how are we arriving at this code. You can see it's very, very obvious. You can see this is 9 into 4. This is 11 into 4, but this is 4 into 6. This is 7 into 4, 5 into 4, 3 into 4, but 10 into 6 again, and this is also 5 into 4. Now, why have we done 4 into 6 here and this 10 into 6 here? If you check, there is one logic that you can see here, that all the rest of them were odd in values. 9, 11, 7, 5, 3, 5. Right? So these are odd values. So in step number 3, odd has been multiplied by 4 and even has been multiplied by 6. So that is the logic for step number 3 to arrive at final code here. Okay, I hope this is clear, everybody. Okay. Now, once you arrive at the code, then we have to find that who is going to Paris, who is going to Sydney. So now it is given the codes are arranged in the increasing order of the persons, with first 4 codes going to Sydney while the rest going to Paris. That means who all will be going to Sydney here? The topmost 4, right? So you can see that 60 will be going to Sydney here. Similarly, we have a 44, which is the next one. After 44, we have 36 here. And after 36, you can see we have 28. So these 4 values will be going to Paris here, because we have to place it in the increasing order. So this first small 4, right? First 4 smallest character will go to Sydney, and these 4 will go to Paris here. That is 60, 36, 44 and 28 will go to Paris, and 20, that is 12, the two 20s and 24. That is, we have Ved going to Paris, we have Hannah going to Paris, we have Leela going to Paris, and we have, sorry, not Paris, Sydney. So you can see Ved going to Sydney, Hannah going to Sydney, Leela going to Sydney, and similarly Vinod going to Sydney. So this person will be going to Sydney here, Sydney here, Sydney here, and Sydney here. And these 4, that is Paris, 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 and Paris. Okay. I hope this is clear, everybody. So once you arrive at the final code, you just have to increase in the, it has to be put in the increasing order, and the first 4, that is the smallest 4, have to go to Sydney, and the next 4 will be going to Paris here. Okay, I hope this is clear, everybody. Okay, chalo, we'll quickly go to the next question on your screen. So let's have a look at this one, and let's check what is the logic for each of the steps here. Let me come back on the screen. Chalo, jaldi se try kariye and let me know what is the logic for each of the steps here. Okay, how do we arrive at step number 1? This is this step number 1 is the only one which is confusing. If you are able to find the logic for step number 1, then finding the logic for 2, 3 and 4 makes sense, है ना? But let's say if you are not able to find the logic for step number 1 itself, don't waste your time in the examination. Always remember, guys, if step number 2 is dependent on step number 1, and if you are not able to find step number 1, that finding step number 2 will not be helpful to you. Because even if the question is talking about step number 2 or 3, and if you are not able to find step number 1, how will you find step number 2? Right? So does not make sense. So first of all, understand the logic for step number 1 here. Now, what is the logic here? How do we arrive at this 78 from 1 to 83? This is nothing but the sum of the squares. Agar aap dekhoge, this is nothing but sum of the squares in here. So this is nothing but 1 to 83, right? So 1 to 83 mein kya kiya hai? We have taken 1 square plus 2 square plus 8 square plus 3 square. This is equal to 1 plus 4 plus 64 plus 9, right? So 64 plus 9, 73. 73 plus 5, 78. So that's how we arrive at 78 in here. Okay. That is why the first number was 78. Similarly, here we will have 25 plus 4 plus 1 plus 81, which gives you 111. Then we have 9 plus 25 plus 36 plus 1, which gives you a 71, and so on. So step number 1 is nothing but the sum of the squares taken together, right? So we have taken the squares and we have taken the sum here. Okay. What about step number 2? This is nothing but, this is 7, 8. What is the sum here? 7 plus 8, that is 15. So this is reverse of the sum. Okay, reverse of the sum of the digits has been done here. So we have taken the sum of the digits, like 7 plus 8 gives you 15. 15 has been written in the reverse order, that is your 51. Similarly, 111, 1 plus 1 plus 1 gives you a 03. So 03 has been written as 30. Similarly, 7 plus 1 gives you a 08. So it has been written as 80. 9 plus 8 gives you a 17. So this has been written as 71, and so on. Okay. So we have taken the sum of the digits and we have written it in the reverse order. Okay. Finally, step number 3. What do we have in step number 3 here? You can see all the values are perfect squares. So whenever we have a perfect square, that means we are squaring some value. And what is that square that we have taken? You can see this is nothing but sum of the squares, right? That is sum of the digits the square. So 5 plus 1 gives you a 6, and 6 square is 36. 3 plus 0 is 9, 9 square is 3 plus 0 is 3, and 3 square is 9. 8 plus 0 is 8, and 8 square is 64, and so on, right? So this is nothing but sum of digits, right? We have taken sum of digits ka square here. Okay. What about step number 4? Again, you can see step number 4 is what? 6 3 is a 18 in the reverse order. 0 9, 0 into 9, 0 0. 6 4s are 24, 6 4s are 24, 6 4s are 24, 6 4s are 24. So this is nothing but reverse of product of digits, right? Reverse of the product of the digit here. Okay. This is the logic for the last output here. Okay. So in the comment section, guys, you have to mention the difference between the largest and the smallest value. What is the difference between the largest and smallest? Okay, so we have taken 3 homeworks for today. The first 2 inputs outputs you have to mention for the first 2 questions, and here you have to find the difference between, right? What is the difference of largest and smallest value that you have in the output? Okay, output jo aayega usme jo difference hai between the largest and smallest, that you have to mention. That is your question number 3, which you have to tell me as a homework in the comment section. Okay. Chalo, we'll quickly have a look at the next question. Next question is there on your screen. Quickly have a look at it and let me know what should be the values here. That is, what is the logic for step number 1, step number 2, step number 3, and so on. ठीक है, जल्दी से मुझे इसका logic बताइए that what is happening in here. Okay, go through this. Let's quickly check. Okay, try this out. Just try this, guys. A very easy question, nothing that is very tricky in here. Chalo, let's understand, right? If you see, we have taken the alternate values together, like BR, then H, then your A, right? So you can see BRHA. Then we have written I, T, D, and Y. So you can see we have taken the first, third, fifth, and seventh. And then we have taken the 2, 4, 6, and 8, right? This is the value here that you have taken. So BRHA, and then we have ITDY. Similarly, here also you can see TET, and then we have taken RA. So if you have to check for have fun, you will have your HV and then your AE, and similarly you will have your FN and then you have your U. Okay, so that is going to be step number 1. Now what is the logic for step number 2 here? Step number 2 also is very easy. If you check, B is what? This is your 2, so we have written a 2. What is R? R is 18, right? 18 hota hai, this is 2, so 2 as it is, but 18 is a 2-digit value, so there we have taken it as a sum. So 1 plus 8 gives you a 9. H is 8, A is 1, again I is 9 here, T is 20. So 2 plus 0, again 2. then D is 4, and Y is what? Y is 25. So we have taken a sum here, that is 2 plus 7. Okay. So what about half one here? Iska kya ho jayega? You can see H is 8, B is 22. So 2 plus 2 is 4, A is 1, and E is 5. 8, 4, 1, 5. है ना? F is 6, N is 14. So we get a 4 plus 1, that is 5. U is 21. So we get a 3, right? So 6, 5, 3 will be here. What about step number 3? If you check step number 3, what is 23, 19, 5 and 14? If you see in this particular case, what is the sum of all the odd values here? Like, let's talk about the odd values. You can see we have a 9, we have a 1, that is 9 plus 1, 10. 10 plus 9 gives you a 19, right? And 19 plus 7, right? You can see we have 9. No. So that means it's not odd values together. Let's add all the alternate values. Let's see if we have alternate values being added here together. So 8 plus 2, 10. 10 plus 9 gives you 19. 19 plus 4 gives you a 23. Absolutely. So this is matching here. You can see the alternate sum has been taken. Similarly, 9 plus 1 gives you a 10. 10 plus 2 gives you a 12. 12 plus 7 gives you a 19, right? So we have a 19 here. Similarly, 2 plus 2 plus 1. So that's your 5, and 5 plus 9 gives you a 14. So that is how you arrive at the sum. That is sum of alternate values, right? This is sum of alternate digits here. Okay. Sum of the alternate digits. Okay. And you can see here we will have 8 plus 4, that is your 9. Okay. And 5 plus 4 also gives you a 9. And so we will be getting a 9 here. Similarly, in this case, what will be the answer here? So you can see we will have a 9 here, and similarly here 6, 3, 9 again, and 9 and 5, right? So these will be the values that we will be having here. Okay. So you can see it is nothing but all the alternate values written together. So we get a 9995. Okay. क्या मिलेगा हमें यहाँ पर? 9, 9, 9 and 5. So 4 digits in here. है ना? So now what about step number 4 here? What is happening in step number 4? You can see this is what? BD. How did we arrive at BD here and CAIIB? You can see B is what? 2, and this is your 4. This is your 3, 1, 9, 5 and 1. Now if you check, 2 is here, 4 is here. These are all the even values, and these are all the odd values. That is your 3, 1, 9, 5, 1 in the same order. Hai na? So similarly here you can see everything is odd in nature. So we do not have an even value here. So we will have a I, and E, right? Triple I, E we will be having because all the 9s are in here. I hope this is clear, everybody. Okay. So this will be the value for the final half one. So output for half one will be this one. Okay. In case you have any doubts, you can mention it in the chat section right away. I'll answer your queries, guys. If you have any doubts, please mention it right away. Okay. Everybody clear with this? अगर clear है तो please comment में mention कर दो that yes sir, yes ma'am, it is clear. Please let me know crystal clear. CC mention कर दीजिएगा. You can make a thumbs up. I hope everybody is able to understand and follow the questions in here. Okay. चलो next question. Let's have a look at this one. This is again a very nice question here. Try this out. I'll give you 2 minutes and see that how this has to be done. ठीक है, जल्दी से इसको try करिए. Let's see how this particular question is to be solved here. Okay, let's try. Let's see. Very quickly, I'll give you 2 minutes to solve this particular question, and then we will see that how this has to be done. चलिए, try करिए. So here you can see that an input has been given, an alphanumeric string has been given, right? This is the alphanumeric string, and this is for your input, right? This has to be taken as the input here. Now in that input, you will have to apply your step number 1, and you will get a output for step number 1. That particular output will be taken as the input for step number 2, where you will apply step number 2, and you will be getting an output for step number 2, which will be taken as the input for step number 3 here. Okay. Chalo, let's check, right? Let's see what has to be done in step number 1. Each such alphabet. So we are specifically talking about alphabet here in step number 1. Each such alphabet that is preceded by a number is to be placed in the end of the series in the reverse alphabetical order. So if we have a number alphabet, where do we have number alphabets? Let's quickly check. Number alphabet kidhar hai? So you can see we have a number here, right? And we have an alphabet here. So U is there, right? So number alphabet is here. Or kahin par hai kya number alphabet? So with 4 we do not have, with 6 we do not have, with this 6 we have here, with this 2 also we have here. So we have your U, we have your G, right? With this 3 we do not have, with this 5 also we do not have. That means your U and G has to be placed after X in the reverse alphabetical order. That means what will be the answer for this one? Output here 4 hash K percentage. Then we have at the rate 6. Then again a hash here, ampersand S, 6 here. Then U will go. 2 is there, cap is there, 3 is there, asterisk is there, H is there, 5 is there, hash is there, and X is there. And after X we will have your U and G in the reverse alphabetical order, right? So this is your output for step number 1. Okay, ये आपका output आ गया step number 1 का. Now you have to apply the instructions given in step number 2. What is it saying? Every even number, so any even number we are checking, any even number that is followed by a special character. So if we have an even number followed by a character, then it has to be written between asterisk and H. Where do we have asterisk and H? This one, right? So you can see where do we have even number followed by a character. So you can see we have a 4 here and we have a 6 here, we have a 2 here, right? So you can see we have 3 such even numbers which are followed by special character, and they have to be written between asterisk and H in the ascending order, that is in the increasing order. So what will be the output here? You can see hash K percentage at the rate hash again. Then we have ampersand. Then we have S6. Then we have a cap here. Then we have 3. Then we have asterisk. Then we will write it down in the increasing order, that is 2. Then your 4 and then your 6. After that again asterisk, we will have your H here, 5 here, hash here, X here, U and G, right? So this will be the output for step number 2. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now what about step number 3? Each element swap positions with the nearest, each alphabet swap positions with the nearest special character. If there are 2 special characters at equal distance from any alphabet, then no change is made. If 2 alphabets are at equal distance from a special character, then the left alphabet gets the priority. Any character that has swapped its position will not swap positions again, and alphabet swaps position with the nearest character. So here let's talk about K here, right? So you can see that K is nearer to 2 special characters. So if there are 2 special characters at equal distance from any alphabet, then no change is made. That means K remains at its own position. It will not change its place. But here let's talk about S. So you can see S is nearer to this ampersand here. So this will change its place. So you can see we have percentage at the rate hash. And then we have your S ampersand, which will change places. So we will have a S ampersand and then we have a 6 here. Okay. Will this cap, which one will change its position? The nearest alphabet, right? So you can see cap ke paas to koi hai nahi. So that means this is not going to happen. But this H, right? Let's talk about all the characters in here. So this H will change its position with the nearest character. Which is the nearest character here? That's your hash, isn't it? H से hash का difference कितना है? 1 place, and this asterisk is 3 places away. So that means this H and hash will change its position. Okay. So 6 के बाद you can see we have a cap, we have a 3, we have a asterisk, we have a 2, 4, 6. Then this hash will be there, then this H will be there, then we have 5. Now X, U and G have to change its position. Now X के लिए nearest character is hash, isn't it? But we have already said that any character that has swapped its position will not swap positions again. So we will now go to the next nearest character. So X के लिए next nearest character कौन सा है? This is your asterisk. That means this asterisk will change its position with your X, isn't it? So we will have an X here. Okay. So we will have an X here. And we will have what? We will have your this one, that is your hash at this position. Okay, hash nahi, sorry. So we will have an asterisk at this position here. For this U, if we talk about this U, you can see this U has to change with the next character that is nearest. That is your cap. So आपका U किसके साथ change कर लेगा? U आपका cap के साथ change कर लेगा. So you can see U will come here and this cap will come here. Now this G, right? ये G किसके साथ change करेगा? The next nearest character which has not changed its value, not changed its position, that is your ampersand. So you can see G and ampersand will change its position. That is, G will come here and ampersand will go here. So this will be your G here and this will be your ampersand. So this is the final output that you guys will be getting here. Are we clear, everybody? Please mention in the comment section, in the chat section, that yes, it is clear. If you have any doubts, please let me know. I'll answer your queries, right? Whatever doubts you have. Okay. I hope this is clear, everybody. Are we clear? Everyone, समझ में आया कि नहीं? Please बताइएगा. Everybody clear with this? Okay. Chalo, one more question we will do and then we will wrap up this session. I hope this was clear, everybody. Okay. Another question which was there in SBI clerk means, right? ये आपका पहली बार इस तरह का question SBI clerk means में आया था, which was based on a infinite series. Now, right? You can see here and so on. And so on means step number 4 is not the last step here. This is an infinite series. That means you can make as many possible steps that you want, right? You can make as many steps you want to make here. Okay, जितने चाहे आप बना सकते हो. That means there is just a particular logic that has to be followed here. So we need to understand the logic. Whenever you have these type of questions, generally you will see that these are based on just movement of the characters. So there will be a sequence here that you need to understand, that what is the sequence, what is the connectivity here. So let's check, right? We have a E7. So you can see E has gone missing and it has come to the third position, and third has come to the first position. That has changed. Similarly, here also you can see first from the right and third from the right has changed its position. Hai na? So this is changed and everything else is in the same order. Similarly, in step number 2, if you check, 3 and 5 has changed from here. Similarly, here also if you check, 3 and 5, right? This 2 and X has changed its position, isn't it? So if you check, it is first and third from both the ends. Here we have taken 3 and 5 from both the ends, isn't it? This one 3 and 5. Similarly, after in that step number 3, you can see E and B has changed its position. That means 5 and 7 has changed its position from both the ends. That means after that it should be 7 and 9 which will change its position. Then after that 9 and 11 will change its position. Then after that 11 and 13 will change its position from both the ends, right? So this will go on. You can see we will have this continuity here until we can make the this one, that is steps in here. Okay, so you can see 1 and 3rd from both the ends, then 3 and 5th from both the ends, 5 and 7 from both the ends. So 7 and 9, 9 and 11, and so on. We will be doing it until it goes on, right? Now the question arrives that till which step we should make this particular arrangement. That is important to understand here. So whenever you have this particular question, you will have to go through the questions associated with it. So if the questions associated with this, if this is talking about step number 5 or step number 7, that means you will have to make it till there only. So just have a look at the questions which are given with this particular arrangement and then try to find whatever is the necessary output for that particular step. Okay. So I hope the logic is clear to everybody. So we have just swapped the position, that is in step number 1. The first and third from both the ends have swapped position. That is first from right, first from left, third from left. They have swapped position. Similarly, first from right, third from right, they have swapped their positions. Similarly, in step number 2, 3 and 5 character, 3 and 5 character, then 5 and 7th character, then 5 and 7th character. Then 7th and 9th character, 7th and 9th character, right? So this is how the changing is happening here. So this is given as the output for input for the one that you have to make, right? It's a very, very easy question, nothing at all. I hope we are clear with every questions that we have discussed in today. So guys, you have 3 homework questions for you. The first 2 visual input output where you have to mention the final answer. And also we had this one, that is what is the difference between the largest and the smallest number that you get in the output here. So 3 questions you have to answer in the comment section. Okay. I hope we were able to understand all the questions that we have discussed today. Tomorrow we will be having a look at different types of new pattern coding decoding. Okay, we will check out questions related to coding decoding. Then Wednesday we will be talking about critical reasoning, and then in the coming Thursday and Friday we will be having your puzzles and seating arrangement. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this particular session. In case you have any doubts, feel free to talk to me on Telegram. I'll be happy to help you out with it. And also guys, if you have any comments, if you have anything, if you have any queries, do mention in the comment section below. Okay, so thank you so much guys. I hope you enjoyed today's session. In case you have any doubts, feel free to talk to me on the channel, that is Reasoning by Nikita. So Reasoning by Nikita channel जरूर से join कर लेना, right? You will be able to interact with me on this particular channel. Okay, Reasoning by Nikita, Nikita. So join this particular channel guys. Okay, so chalo, thank you so much guys. I'll see you again with another session. Again, a very happy Ashtami to everyone. Guys, stay blessed. And yes, chalo, enjoy your Durga Puja. Dashera is also there 2 days after it. So enjoy and stay safe. So thank you so much guys. I'll see you soon with another session. So please take care. Have a great day. I'll see you soon. Thank you.